This is our son Jordan, who is 9 years old. He has a severe brain injury that affects every muscle in his body. He has very little control over his muscles. Jordan has had physiotherapy since he was 3 months old with no notable improvement or change in his body. Jordan's brain injury also rendered him deaf. We recently moved to Victoria from Ottawa in the hope of improving life for Jordan. We were lucky enough to find p.a.t.h shortly after we arrived in August. When we started at p.a.t.h, Jordan had a real problem with his hips that caused his leg to turn out at the knee. He would even do this when he was sleeping and supposedly relaxed. He couldn't roll, hold his head up, or straighten out his body. He usually had his limbs pulled into his torso, which meant that it was impossible for him to lie on his stomach. His hands were almost always fisted, and he had no muscle tone whatsoever. Unfortunately, he also looked pale and unhealthy. Jordan has a sleep disorder which results in little sleep, and he would wake up 2 to 3 times almost every night. After his first week at p.a.t.h, Jordan could lie flat on his stomach, something he had never been able to do. He has made tremendous progress in the 5.5 months since he has been coming here. He has gained 9 pounds, when previously the most he ever gained over an entire year was 5 pounds. He has amazing muscles, his face is filled out, and he has great color, and he finally looks like a healthy boy. He can roll over on his own, and he does this constantly. He cannot be left on a bed or a couch anymore because he will end up on the floor. He can now stretch his body out fully. We never realized how tall he really is. Jordan now sleeps about 8 hours a night, and he usually sleeps right through. This has certainly helped his color and his energy level. He is also eating more, which has been a constant problem in the past. He is now opening and closing his hands on his own, and he often sits with his fingers outstretched. He has started doing little things like knocking things off tables, opening and closing the car windows, and petting his dogs, which were all things he wasn't able to do before. He can almost carry his own weight on his hands and knees. His head control is much better. It was difficult for Jordan to warm up to people as he is deaf. Right from day one, Jordan has loved coming in for therapy. JJ connected with Jordan right away, which is a difficult thing to do with a non-verbal child. JJ understands Jordan both physically and mentally. Jordan is now starting to crawl, which is something that we had never imagined he'd ever be able to do. Previously, this was just not a possibility for Jordan, as he had no muscle structure to support himself. Jordan started off with 1-hour sessions daily and has now increased his therapy to 2 hours a day. We are very excited about the possibilities for Jordan's future and can't even imagine where he will have progressed in a year or 2 from now.